Hi everyone, this is Mr Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. I have a patient here who attended with bilateral blocked earwax and also a lot of dry crusted skin, and we're just commencing with their left ear, which is the worst one out of the two. So I'm just using the standard Zollner suction probe to perform microsuction. And I'm just trying to elevate this crusted skin off the base of the ear canal. You can see it's really dry, very glossy. So dead skin keratin is very glossy in appearance, and that's because the protein keratin that is contained within the skin has this reflective property. So one way of differentiating between earwax and skin is by looking at the complexion. Whereas wax is more likely to be matte in appearance, dead skin is likely to be more glossy. So just working probably mid-canal now, just past the second bend, and you can see these little balls of dead skin. They are quite loose at the moment, but there is some dead skin still adhered to the ear canal, which we're going to peel away a bit later. And I'm slowly but surely just bringing all this skin away. Now, for the majority of this skin would naturally migrate out of the ear by itself. So the ear over millennia has evolved in such a way that the skin that lines the ear canal, as it dies and is replaced by a new layer of skin, that dead layer of skin has the unique property to migrate sideways out of the ear, almost like a conveyor belt, and we call that the epithelial migration. And it all commences at the centre of the eardrum. So the centre of the eardrum, where the hammer bone is attached, you'll see it in a moment. It's like a little bullseye. We call that the umbo. And I always give an analogy, if you've watched previous videos of mine. I compare the skin migration to dropping a pebble in the centre of a pond. And if ever you've done that, you'll see these ripple effects starting from the middle. And these ripples then extend outwards. And similarly, dead skin from the centre of the eardrum, as it dies and sheds, from the centre of the eardrum, it propels outwards, ripples outwards. So you have some skin that goes to the top part of the eardrum, some to the bottom part of the eardrum, and then this skin travels along the ear canal until it eventually vacates the ear. That speed and that rate of migration is between 1.5 and 3 millimeters a month. It's very similar to the growth of your fingernails, actually. So we've cleared the occlusion, but we've just got this dead skin here. Now, this skin is not going to migrate on its own accord. We have to be careful not to, whilst we're doing this, not to inflict trauma on the skin that actually is still adhered to the ear canal, that's not dead and it's not shedding. Because if you damage that skin's a protective layer, and if you damage that, you can then sometimes cause an infection of the ear canal. So you're going to be really, really careful. So the left ear's done. We're just doing the right ear now. So I would say this is semi-occluding. Once again, there is earwax, but also a higher concentration of dead skin keratin. And just using the endoscope to stretch the ear open. You can see the eardrum already in the distance. I think I've reverted to a fine end suction probe. Sometimes when you remove dead skin, in particular, you get what we call clarinetting. So the skin violently flaps as you're suctioning it at the tip of the suction probe. And that emits a very loud, high-frequency squeal. It's not only loud for the patient, it's also loud for myself. So quite often, if I'm removing dead skin like I am here, I just attach a fine end suction probe. So it's like an extension. It's a smaller suction probe, narrower diameter, so it's less power. However, because it's a smaller surface area, although it is less power, I would say the suction is more concentrated. So in a roundabout kind of way, it does actually sometimes provide better suction compared to the full Zollner suction probe, where there's less surface area. So that suction power is more diffused, whereas this is more concentrated. So it's just at the base of the ear canal. It's almost like a little pit here. The ear canal goes down and it comes back up, and quite often skin, as it's trying to travel out of the ear, as it's trying to migrate, if you've got a little dip like this patient has near the entrance of the ear canal, that skin gets trapped and it can't get over the dip, and then it collects. And sometimes that skin can then erode the underlying structure, so the bone and cartilage, that's underneath the skin, and again that can cause some issues. So I just want to peel away, and we're almost there. See the skin is extremely dry. Just advise the patient to use medical grade olive oil on a regular basis, just to help hydrate the skin, to lubricate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, do stay tuned. I've got loads more videos to upload in due course. Thank you, bye.